Even though Sarah Caldwell was just 16, she had a good head on her shoulders and a keen sense of when things felt off. And this felt off. She almost didn't go. But when Lainey Joseph, her best friend since elementary school, called and asked her to hang out at the mall this afternoon, she couldn't think of a convincing reason not to go. But ever since they met up, Lainey seemed jumpy. Sarah couldn't understand what about wandering around the Fox Hills Mall could be so anxiety-inducing. She noticed that when they were trying on cheap necklaces at Claire's, Lainey's hands shook as she tried to fasten the clasp. The truth was that Sarah didn't really know what made Lainey nervous anymore. They'd been incredibly close all through elementary school. However, once Sarah's family had moved from South Culver City to the still working-class but less dangerous neighborhood of Westchester, they'd slowly drifted apart. The communities were only a few miles apart, but without cars, which neither girl had, or a serious commitment to stay connected, they'd lost touch. As they tried on makeup at Nordstrom, Sarah stole glances at Lainey in the mirror. Her friend's light blonde hair was streaked with blue and pink. She already had on so much dark eye makeup that there was really no reason to test anything out at the counter. Her fair skin seemed even paler when contrasted with her multiple tattoos and the black tank top and daisy dukes she wore. Amid the intentional body art, Sarah couldn't help but notice some bruises mixed in. She looked back at her own reflection and was stunned by the contrast. She knew she was pretty too, but in a more subdued, almost sensible way. Her shoulder-length brown hair was pulled back in a ponytail. Her own makeup was subtle, highlighting her hazel eyes and long lashes. Her olive skin was tattoo-free, and she wore faded jeans and a cute, but far from risque, teal top. She wondered if she'd stayed in the old neighborhood, would she look like Lainey did now? Almost certainly not. Her parents would never have allowed her to start down that path. If Lainey had moved to Westchester, would she still look like she was a teen prostitute working a truck stop? Sarah felt her face turn crimson as she shook the thought from her head. What kind of person was she to think such awful thoughts about someone she'd played Barbies with as a girl? She turned away, hoping Lainey wouldn't see the guilt she felt sure was plastered all over her face. "Let's get a snack at the food court," Sarah said, trying to change the dynamic. Lainey nodded and they headed out, leaving the disappointed saleslady behind. As they sat at a table munching on pretzels, Sarah finally decided to find out what was going on. "So, you know I always loved to see you, Lainey, but you sounded so upset when you called, and you seemed so uneasy. Is there something wrong?" "No, everything's cool. My boyfriend is stopping by to say hi, and I guess I'm nervous about you meeting him. He's a little older, and we've only been together for a few weeks. I kind of feel like I might be losing him, and I thought that you could talk me up a little, that if he saw me with my oldest friend, it would make him see me differently." "How does he see you now?" Sarah asked, concerned. Before Lainey could answer, a guy approached their table. Even before the introductions, Sarah knew this must be the boyfriend. He was tall and super skinny, with tight jeans and a black t-shirt that set off his own pale skin and multiple tattoos. Sarah noticed that he and Lainey had the same small skull and crossbones image on top of their left wrists. With his long black spiky hair and penetrating dark eyes, he wasn't so much handsome as beautiful. He reminded Sarah of the lead singers of those hair metal bands from the 1980s her mum always swooned over, with names like Skid Row or Motley Row or something Row. He was easily 21. "Hey, babe," he said casually, and leaned in to give Lainey a surprisingly passionate kiss, at least for a mall food court. "Did you tell her?"
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.